parts of the body that you want to get into today, as long as you're here doing yoga? Neck, shoulders, both. Okay, yeah, we can do that totally. So yeah, at various points you might want to stagger yourselves, and that'll be, I'll mention that too, because if we have arms out, then you just don't want to be smacking your buddy. Okay, cool. So let's get started. Just come to a comfortable, alright, you got a button on that. Okay, so let's get started. Just come to a comfortable seat, rub your hands together. Just generate a little bit of heat. It's a cold, windy morning. And then once you feel like the hands are warmed up just a bit, bring them to the back of your neck and start to use your fingers to press into that ridge that's at the bottom of your skull and at the top of your neck. The occipital ridge there. So there's nothing like special that you're looking for. There's no special technique here. It's not fussy. It's just poking around in this space where there's lots of nerves and getting things warmed up. Then you can start to take your fingers and smooth out the back of your neck. Just using the flat part of your fingers and side to side. Good. Then you'll start to bring one elbow up to the sky at a time and carve out a couple of grooves right over that meaty part of the shoulders. Kind of like I think about like digging channels for a moat in a sandcastle, like making that kind of motion. Okay.
Yeah, this tail's real high.
Okay. And then I'm going to take this off. Okay, so bring the fingers around the sides of the neck a little bit, kind of loose, make it a little bit gentler. And then make check marks with your hands like they're going in mittens. One of them comes under the collarbone. If you can get to the skin, that's best. So right under the collarbone, connect there, the other will go on top, and then drag your elbows down as you look down toward the ground. Pin your skin down, and then reach your neck up. Look toward the sky. You can draw some half circles here with your head, stretching out that really thin muscle in the front of the neck. You can even like open and close your jaw if that feels good, or if you don't want to do that here but at home, you can do that too. All right, good. And then let that go, and just bring your ears up by your shoulders by your ears and let it drop. It's like the only time I'll ever tell you to do this. And let it drop, otherwise it's always shoulders down, shoulders down, shoulders down. Okay, good. And then just a couple of rolling out of the shoulders. Interlace your fingers, palms go out, and then come down, scoop up, root down through your sits bones, reach your fingers up toward the sky, arms are plugged into your shoulders. You can think about it like that. And then exhale, curve your back, pull your navel in toward your spine. Inhale, reach up, you can look up, and exhale, curve, space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, open up. And you can take it off that center axis and move around in any way you want to. So if you move off to the sides a little bit more, you can get into the low back. You can get into the side body. And just experiment. And then come back up toward the top. And bring your right hand down to your mat. And then your left hand will come onto your head and just very, very gently bring your ear toward your shoulder. So lots of times if the neck is sore, we think like, I want to stretch it and fix it now. And that's kind of not the best idea. You want to just let your arm be a very gentle weight here. Let your nervous system accept that this is a good thing. You can take your fingers and kind of dance them forward and backward to the side. Get into different parts of the neck that way. And then you've also got your chin that you can move too. So you've got a whole bunch of different directions you can go. And if you find a spot that feels really good and you just want to hang out there, just do that. All right, good. Bring your left hand over toward your temple and then gently help your head come back up to neutral. A little swivel. Good. All right, interlace the fingers, palms out. Inhale, dive and scoop. Exhale right away. Left hand comes down to the mat, and then the right hand comes to the head, very gently. Dance the fingers forward and backward. You might notice quite a difference between the two sides. That's really normal. We have one dominant hand, most of us. And that's good. Remove your head your hand from your head, come to the temple on the other side, and gently just support that head as it comes back. Okay, awesome. Let's come on to the back. So onto the mat. Feet are on the ground, knees bent. Feet are hips width distance apart. So just set that up, and then press the back of your head into the mat. Lift your shoulders up and bring them a little closer together, and then lay back down on them so you're a little wider through the chest. Gather your right knee up into your chest, interlace your fingers on your shin. And then you choose how much compression you want to have here. Maybe the weight of your arms is plenty. Maybe it's too much and you kind of back off a little bit. Maybe you're super flexible and, you know, warmed up and you're ready to compress. Wherever you feel best is good. And then use your exhales to soften through that right hip just a little bit more. You can use your imagination as well. Kind of imagine that hip melting, smoothing out a bit, creating some space. And then play with sending your left leg out long. See how it feels. If it feels good, keep it extended. If it's pinchy in the low back or in the hip, just bend the knee, set the foot back down again, that's fine. And keep softening through that hip. If your leg is extended, I want you to flex your foot and then roll your toes and your knee so that they're pointing up toward the ceiling. So it might feel a little bit like the inner thigh is wrapping down toward the floor. And it's surprising how much work this is for such a simple little change, but it's really good for the hips, which supports the low back. All right, release that effort, and then switch your grip up, interlace your fingers behind your thigh on the right, and bend and straighten through the knee. So you can point and flex your foot, wiggle your toes, roll your ankle, give your foot a chance to work those little joints that are all through the feet. Often don't get a chance to move because we stick our feet in shoes and boots, and that's, you know, awesome for when it's cold in Minnesota, but the feet need some love. All right, good. You can come back in, draw your knee back into your chest, left hand comes to the right knee, use it to guide it across your body, and then extend your right arm out to the side. If you've got curvier hips, it might feel good to like reset and kind of straighten out the spine. With the curvier hips, you can get a bow in your back and kind of lose some of the benefits of the twist. All right, palm up to the sky. Just let your body decide where it wants to be on this twist. Like, it doesn't matter if your shoulder is on the ground or your knee is on the ground or neither. It's fine. Just let your body relax. We're trying to calm the nervous system down a bit. And then from here, you can take your arm that's extended and start to draw some like half snow angel shapes on the ground. So like if you had chalk in your hand, you'd be drawing a half circle. Bring a little bit of mobility into the shoulder. That's good. Next time you're going up, just continue that circle all the way around till you meet up with your knee, and then roll onto your back again. One more gentle squeeze, and set the foot down. And gather your left knee up. Interlace your fingers, put them on your shin. Once again, is encouraging that left hip to soften a bit. So you can use your breath to do that. You can use your mind. But just some patience, time, even the gravity helps. And then once you feel like you've got your compression figured out on that side, you can play with extending that right leg out long. See how that feels. It might be different than on the other side. That's fine. If you have your leg extended, flex the foot, toes up toward the ceiling, and then rotate it so that the toes and the knee are pointing up instead of probably out to the side. Good. Continue to have your breath moving, flowing easily, even as you hold this shape. All right, release that effort. And then switching up the grip, grab around behind the hamstrings on the left, bend and straighten through the knee. And maybe it's not a bend and straighten. Maybe it's a bend and less bend, and that's fine. I'm not concerned about whether or not the knee gets straight. This is just about waking up the back line of the leg gently, kind of giving it some foreshadowing, like, hey guys, stuff is going to happen soon. Just heads up on that. Point and flex the foot, wiggle the toes, roll the ankle. Good. And then bring the knee in. Right hand comes to that knee, it guides across. Maybe you straighten out the spine a little bit. And then extend this left arm out to the side, palm up. And then once your body kind of settles into its shape, do a scan and find, like, where am I holding tension that I don't need to hold tension right now? A lot of us kind of clench the jaw without even knowing that that's what we're doing. So check that out, soften the jaw, soften through the shoulders, that space between the shoulder blades, glutes, feet, and then start that half circle drawing. If there are any spots that kind of feel like tight or pinchy, just move a little bit more slowly through those parts. Good. And then continue the circle all the way up and around. You'll roll over to one side, meet up with your knee, and then come onto your back again. One more loving little squeeze, and then set the foot down on the ground. So both knees are bent. And then from here, you're going to bring the knees into the chest, lift your head, tuck your chin. Now check for bunnies. Are there bunnies around you? Because we're going to, yep, if there are bunnies, don't do this part, okay? If you're in the clear, you're going to pump your legs a couple times, rolling up and down your back. And then cross your ankles and come on up into a tabletop. The rest of you with rabbits, just do it carefully, meet us there. Okay. Good. Tabletop. So here's the deal. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then I want your wrists to be like parallel with the top of your mat. So everybody's hands are going to be a little bit differently lined up. So just shoot for that, doesn't have to be perfect. Then splay the fingers out comfortably wide, so you've got a wide base. Then spin the fleshy part of your elbows forward. So it's this external rotation. Yep. So like the armpit of your elbows is pointing forward. Inhale, drop your belly and lift your gaze. And then exhale, curve your spine like we did before. Pull the navel up toward the spine. Inhale, lengthen, looking up. Exhale, press through the ground. Pull the navel up and in. And just continue with that. In the cow, you're wide in the shoulders. Exhaling, and feel that spreading between the shoulder blades and your back. Good. All right. And then from here, let's just do, I'm going to skip that part. We're just going to tuck the toes, come right up and back into down dog. Or an upside down V, really. So don't worry at this point, just start to move around. You don't have to worry about alignment. Don't worry about doing it right. Doesn't matter. Right now, it's just about like, okay, what is it like to have my head below my heart? Like, what is it like to see the world from this vantage point? How are things feeling in the body right now? Okay, so yeah, bend your knees, sway the hips, pick up the hands, like whatever feels fine. And then connect with your hands through the mat. Press down through all of your knuckles, especially your thumb and your forefinger there. And then I want you to feel strong in your outer arms and long in your inner arms. You can even spin them a little bit like we did just a moment ago. So the fleshy part of the elbows won't come forward, but if you do that same motion, you should feel that strong and lengthening. And then bend your knees, send your hips up and back, deepening your hip crease. So down dog isn't about getting the heels on the ground, it's about having a long spine, space for that spine to kind of decompress and expand. All right, look toward the top of your mat and then make your way up, just small steps. It's awkward for everybody, don't worry about it. And then come on up, you're gonna forward fold, bring your feet underneath your hips. So they're not super wide, they're not together. Let your head dangle down. And then inhale, come on up to a flat back only, just halfway. Get really long through the spine. You can bring your hands onto your legs to even encourage more length. Then exhale and fold down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift again. This time pull your kneecaps up toward your hips. Engage the legs just gently. Exhale and fold, but keep that engagement. Inhale, once more, halfway. This time you scoop the low belly in and up. Keep the legs engaged and then fold back down. Exhale. This time we stand up. Inhale, arms go out to the sides and then up overhead, ground through the feet. Exhale, hands come through to heart center. Palms gently press. Inhale, reach out and up, open through the chest. And then exhale, retrace that circle as you hinge at the hips and come right back down. Inhale, up for a halfway lift, get long through the sides of your body. And then exhale, you're gonna bend at the knees, tent up on your fingertips, and then take a big step back with the left foot. Check for bunnies. Okay, good. Then you'll lower your back knee and untuck your toes. Good. And then bring your hands up onto your thigh in the front, interlace your fingers. All right, so from here, I want you to feel like you're scissoring your inner thighs together a little bit. Bring your shoulders down your back, chest will be high, and then press through the top of your back foot. Feel that hip light up a little bit in the front. You can let your hips come forward and down a little bit more if it feels good. Just stretch out that hip flexor. One more inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, tuck your back toes, and then step back into your dog. Inhale, look forward, come back to hands and knees. And then this is a weird one, but it's really good for your back. So you're gonna exhale, bring your chest and chin down, hips hover in the air. And then hover here, inhale, glide forward. Hips come down, chest comes up. Exhale, nose comes down toward the ground. Inhale, come on up, squeeze the shoulders together, wide through the chest. Exhale, come down. Last time, come on up, engage your legs, just gently, and then press, tuck your toes, press on up into your dog. Maybe you go through a tabletop to do that, that's fine. Great. Look up to the top of your mat, and then up you go again. We meet up at the top. This time, I want you to bring your feet to the outside edges of your mat, so just a bit wider. Let your head just dangle, heavy, heavy. Grab hand to opposite elbow. Create a little frame for your head with your arms. Then bend your knees a little bit. Let your belly come between the legs and sway side to side, releasing through the low back. Yeah. So really letting that head be heavy. So create some space between your teeth. Yeah. So it's like you're imagining that your spine is just like a pouring out of the bowl of your pelvis. Lots of length. All right. Dangle the arms back down toward the ground. Let the head be heavy. Bring the feet back underneath the hips. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, come on down. Engage the legs, scoop the belly as you come up. That halfway lift. Head forward, shoulders back. Exhale and fold. Last time, halfway lift. Come on up. It's like your ribs want to get away from your hips. Really long. Exhale and fold. And then bend your knees, tent up on your fingertips. Step way back with the right foot. Check for the rabbits. And then lower the knee and untuck the toes. Great. Bring your hands up, interlace them behind the knee, in front. Okay, you can let your hips come forward and down a bit and scissor your inner thighs together so that you're finding this balance between stability and lengthening. Press through the top of your back foot. Let that hip light up a little bit. Shoulders down. Sternum can rise a bit. One more inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Tuck your toes and step back. Inhale, look forward, let your knees kiss your mat. And then again, we're gonna hover down. So chest and chin, hips hover. It's like an inchworm shape. Hover here and then glide forward. Good. Shoulders down the back. So imagine that your toes are like, your toenails are glued to your mat. And then nose comes back down. Inhale, keep those toes down as you raise your upper body. Exhale, come on down. Last time, keep the toes down. Like your chest is rising up, and then tuck your toes, and up and back into your dog. Excellent. Okay, so bend one knee deeply and then the other. Kind of bringing the opposite heel down toward the mat and press through your hands to press away from the mat in your hands as you do that. Then let those pedaling motions turn into footsteps that carry you to the top of your mat again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. You can bend your knees, tent up on your fingertips, and then step back with your left foot. This time, keep your back knee up off the ground. And then squeeze your back leg so it's engaged, like muscle comes through the bone. Press down through the ball mound of your front foot, like that first knuckle of the big toe. Scoop the low belly in and up. Then look ahead of you and raise your arms up, stay pretty low, and then hinge up at your hips, coming into a high lunge. Yeah. Tricky balance stuff, it's a lot of work. Inhale, come up onto your toes in the back. Exhale, let them come down again. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Keep breathing. Inhale up, plug the shoulders in, come on down. This time you'll spin your back heel down to a 45-degree angle behind you. Yep. So this foot, this probably isn't the best way to demo this, huh? Either way, it's weird. Oh, this is why. Okay. Weird. All right, so this back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And that's not so that we look like yoga journal, okay? It's not why. It's so that your leg can get this internal rotation in the back. And so if this leg is spinning this way, it helps with this knee also spinning that way out toward the pinky side edge of your foot, while the opposite end of this big bone moves this way. So it's like your butt comes under you. And that helps you have a really strong knee, this bend in the front knee. So like a lot of times folks will stay kind of back here, and that's okay if you're not comfortable going further. But it's so much healthier for your knee to take a big bend, and it like forces your butt to wake up, which it never wants to. Okay, cool. So that should create more sturdiness in the hips. And then flip your front palm up. Inhale, up and back. Reach, reach, reach high. Exhale, back to warrior two, reaching forward and backward. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, back to warrior two. Pause here for a moment. Feel like you're reaching through the fourth finger on either hand, forward and backward. Cool. Inhale, up and back. And then exhale, big motion. Your arm can either come to the inside of your leg here, like so, or you can use your elbow and bring it up onto your thigh. So those are the two options. If you take the elbow option, lift your leg up into your elbow. If you have the arm to the inside of the leg option, press your arm into your leg and your leg into your arm. Help that, like allow that to help create a little sense of lift. Good, keep breathing. Palm in the sky, faces forward, and then it reaches way overhead. Take a stretch, and then continue that stretch as you reach your hand down to the mat. Back heel spins up, and your right hand goes up to the sky. So you're in this low twisted lunge shape. Engage that kneecap in the back so it feels like the back of your knee is going up toward the ceiling. Yes, awesome. Great adjustments. And then that back hip on the left-hand side, it tends to drop. So hike that up a bit. Yep. Even if you come out of the twist a little bit, keep breathing. And then exhale, that hand will frame your front foot. And then the hips, exhale, hips come up and back just until it feels good. Like it might not move much. And then bend through the front knee. Exhale, hips up and back. Again, it's only till it feels good. It's not about getting your face like to the ground. Good, good, good. Okay, and then keep your front knee bent. Hands can come back down to the mat. Step your 2 feet together behind you. Come into a plank shape. And then plant your right hand underneath your face and come up onto the sides of your feet. Or you can take one foot and set it in front of the other so you have a wider base. Yep, and keep breathing. Hips up high. Good. Exhale, bring that hand down to the ground. Hips up and back. Woo, take a breath, pedal it out, and walk to the top. Okay, cool. You guys hanging in there? Okay. Feet, hips width distance. Inhale, halfway lift, get long. Exhale, and fold. Good. And then bend your knees, tent up on your fingertips, step back with the right foot this time. engage that back leg, muscle to bone. Scoop the little belly in and up. Ground through the ball mound of the front foot. You can feel wide in the back of that front heel too. Reach the arms forward and then come on up. Whoa, it's tricky. Okay. All right, arms plug into the shoulders. Inhale up onto toes. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back down. Inhale up. We'll get through it quick. Exhale down. And then the back heel spins down 45 degrees. Yep. So when you got that, think about spinning that back leg in and forward. Do you guys get that? Is that like you feel what that is different than just like having it hang out? Okay, cool. So then you can bend through the front knee, have that knee track out. Also, like everything is spinning in this direction. That other side of the bone comes forward. Now, energetically, just hug your heels together and feel your legs go really strong. Yeah. So you can choose to either keep that hugging or you let it go. I won't know. So flip your front palm up, inhale up and back. Exhale back to warrior two. Reach, reach, reach both directions. Up and back. Look up. Exhale back to where you were last time, in and up. And then big motion. Arm comes to the inside or the top of the leg. All right, set things up. Continue, like use that back leg. Oftentimes we don't use what we can't see, like we forget about it. Use that back edge of that foot. Really press it back and down and have that support. Flip your front palm forward. And then reach forward, forward, forward. Come down to the mat, back heel spins up, left hand to the sky. And make the adjustments you know to make, right? So you've got the back of the knee lifting. Yeah. And then hike up the hip on the side with the hand on the ground. So that's the right. Yeah. Cool. And then exhale, hand comes back down to your mat. And exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, bend through the front knee. So that's your basic motion. You're just gliding forward and backward. And then I want you to get your neck involved. So look behind you when the leg is straighter, and look in front of you when it's bent, so that your whole spine gets a little bit of love. We're taking care of it really nicely. All right, good. Next time your knee is bent, pause, hands to the ground, step it back, feet meet up, plank shape for a moment, and then left hand underneath your face and roll. Woo! And it's like, yoga isn't about like having a perfect, form and alignment and all this stuff. It's about trying new stuff and seeing how it feels while you're trying the stuff out, like being present and aware. Good, breathe, breathe, breathe. Exhale, hand comes down, hips up and back. Whew. And come back to hands and knees. And send the hips back. Arms extend just for a moment. Inhale, come on back up. Cross your ankles behind you and take a seat, bringing them in front. Whoa. That was a lot of work. Okay. So from here, I want you to raise both arms up overhead. And then bend your right elbow and connect it, cap it with your left hand. So make a connection between the back of your head and your arm. They press into one another, yeah? And here, I want you to feel like your elbow is coming forward more rather than out to the side, like when you're doing a sit-up. It's rotating more inward. Mm-hmm. So the bicep is pretty close to the ear. And then with the left hand, you'll extend it out, thumb goes down, and then bend the elbow, bring it behind you. So back of your hand is going to make small circles on your low back. A little bit more mobility for that shoulder, so it's strengthening, stabilizing, switch directions. Good, good, good. And then back up tall, both hands. Exhale, come forward, tent up on your fingertips, and then sway side to side. Kind of like seaweed in the water. Bringing some lateral movement into the spine, side to side step. Doesn't get a lot of that, the spine. It's really good for it. All right, back it up, hands come back. Interlace the fingers, palms out. Inhale, reach it up. Root down through the sits bones. Plug the arms into the shoulders. Reach up through the fingers. Bend the left arm, cap it with your right elbow. arm being out to the side, as much as you can, kind of bring that rotation inward. So it's like you're bringing the inside of your bicep closer to your ear. And it might not move a lot, but it's that motion, that direction that matters. Okay. Press the head into the arm into the head. Lots of strength. Right arm outside, thumb down, bend at the elbow, and it comes to the low back. Just circle it out. Yeah, exactly. And then kind of think, a lot of times we might like bow out backward like that. I want you to think about bringing your low ribs in a little bit. So you're a little bit engaged through the belly. Yeah, switch directions. Excellent, up we go. And then exhale, come on down once more, tent up on the fingertips and sway. This is when it turns into modern dance class. Yeah, all right, come on back up. Good. Come on to the belly. Yay. Good time. Okay, excellent. So this is where you guys might need to stagger or create some more space for yourself, or you're just gonna have, you're just gonna get to know your neighbor better, which is fine. Okay, so you're on the belly. Feet, extend the legs out behind you. Again, like imagine your toes are glued down to the mat, like they are connected, okay? And then very light in the hands. Inhale to bring your chest up. Shoulders come together, elbows draw back. Maybe you don't come up very far. The coming up far away isn't the point. It's the engagement of these muscles that we don't use very much. Exhale, come back down. Hands come behind you. If you can interlace the fingers comfortably, do that. If it doesn't feel good to do that, then I want your palms up and I want your fingers reaching backward. On an inhale, come on up. Keep those toes down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then reach behind you. Crown of the head goes forward. Toes reach back and down. Fingers are reaching back. It's a lot of work. So like in our culture, we spend all this time hunched forward, right? Exhale, come down with the shoulders in, the spine curled forward. And it really does a disservice to our back muscles. So strengthening the back is so good for your shoulders and posture. Health, it'll help you tie your shoes when you're 90. Okay, so send your right arm out to the side. And then left elbow under left shoulder. Bring your head down to the ground first. Then press through your left hand, roll over onto that shoulder. Yeah. Okay, so maybe you don't come up super far, that's fine. Whatever you do with the leg that's weird, just figure it out for yourself. Like this isn't a real yoga pose, it's just good for you. So the deal here is you're looking for a stretch in the front of your chest. And if you have hypermobile shoulders, like you can roll over and you don't feel anything in your chest, come back to the center and then bend your elbow 90 degrees. Yeah, that might be you. Do you feel a stretch in your chest?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, good. Try to let your head rest. Yeah, there you go. So as much as you can, let your head rest. And breathe deeply here. So again, this is just lengthening out those fibers in the front of the body that tend to get shortened when, we're on the computer or texting or whatever and the shoulders roll in. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Roll back onto your belly. Once again, hands go behind you. And then this time legs come together, feet together. You can interlace your fingers or just reach back. Let your head come down close to the ground. On your inhale, come on up, lift everything you can off the ground. Woo, yeah. So squeezing, like you're engaging everything along the back body that you can, and at the same time, yielding and softening through the front body. So you're getting wider in the front and tighter in the back. But not like gripping like it's painful and awful. Keep it so you can engage your breath. Like I want the breath flowing, that's the most important part. Long in the back of the neck, so tuck the chin just a tiny bit. One more breath cycle, and then slowly with control, like you got tons of reserve, you're gonna come down onto the ground. Send your left arm out to the side in a half T. Yep, so it's just straight out, and then right hand under right shoulder. You'll press through the hand to roll over onto the shoulder. Yeah, awesome. Hi guys. Okay, cool. So if you can, let your head like go up near your collarbone to down by like the bottom of your ribs and your hips. So fill up that left lung so you can feel this stretch almost like deepen from the inside. You can let it go too, like you don't have to hold your breath there. It's just encouraging more space to open up from the inside, like without you having to use any muscular effort other than the diaphragm. Okay, come on back to your belly. And then both hands can come underneath you. And press up and back. And then take just a long stretch here. And come on up. We're almost done. So just nothing, no fancy transitions, just come onto your back. Onto the back. Once again, the knees are bent. And then press into your head, bring your shoulders a little closer together. Lay back down on them, opening up. All right, so feet are coming closer to you so that you can just touch your heels with your fingers. And then keep the hands on the ground for the first one. We're gonna inhale, lift the hips up, and then exhale, set them back down. I don't know how we're gonna do this with rabbits because we can't see behind. I think we're just gonna leave the arms down today. Yeah. All right, good. So inhaling, you're lifting up, exhale, you bring it down. Now we're going to bring a little bit more intention to it. So as you inhale, I want you to feel like you're peeling your spine off your mat. So like your low back presses down first and then it peels up. So you use your belly muscles to help make this happen so that it's smooth. Yep, and you're just going up one part at a time. And then exhale, you iron your spine back down one bit at a time. So you have to use your belly a bit to press the spine down as you go. Good. And then just take that one more time through. So you're getting lots of articulation between these vertebrae, as best you can. All right, good. Exhale, bring her down. Cool. All right. And then from here, just bring your feet up into the air. So, I know this is actually a lot of work. But I want you to think about using your low belly to keep your feet up. Just the low belly as much as you can. So like you don't need your face to be tense to keep your legs up. Your shoulders don't have to be helping to keep the legs up either. And if the knees are a little bit bent, that's fine. We're just having the feet in the air, like to reverse what's typical for a little bit. Give them a break. Let the blood flow down toward the heart, the brain, the thyroid. All right, good. One more inhale. Exhale. Come on up to a comfortable seat. And then I want you to swivel around and pick a rabbit to watch. So find a bunny that you can see. And we're going to do a little bunny meditation. So first, just bring yourself into a comfortable seat, whatever that is. Arrange yourself so that you can be comfortable for a couple of moments. And then just deepen your breathing just a little bit deeper than you normally breathe. Just bringing awareness to the fact that you are breathing. Breath is usually the tool that we use to focus in meditation. Today we're going to use bunnies. So find a bunny and really, really see them. And see if you can see them in a way like that you're not thinking about it, but that you're more like absorbing them. Could be like how they're moving. It could be like the way that the light reflects in their eyes. It could be the subtle shifts tune into how you feel. What does this individual kind of make available to you just by them being them? Maybe you have a rabbit at home that you can think about as well, if that creates a deeper kind of response. Just take a moment, invite in gratitude into your body, into your heart, for the incredible blessing that it is to be in the company of these individuals. How they bring out some of the best parts of you. Warmth, kindness, a softness in the heart, generosity. And just take a moment. If you'd like to close your eyes, bring your hands to heart center. It's your option. Take one more breath cycle. Acknowledge yourself for choosing to come and practice and contribute to the rabbits and the rescue in this way. Invite in a wave of gratitude for all of the circumstances in your life that have enabled you to be here today. And finally, to all of the amazing creatures that we share the world with that really do bring out the best in us. Namaste. So thank you very, very much. I'm sure if you guys have, like, you want to cuddle with rabbits or whatever, like this is the time for that. And if you have any questions for me, I'm here too. So, absolutely.